Welcome back to Mandatory Mountain Biking, my friends. Today we are going over a year in review of these Bolany 32 air forks. Let's take a look. Here is a look at the forks themselves. See how they've held up aesthetically. The right and left stanchions still don't match, but that's how they came out of the box for some reason. Right there you can only see the color difference in the stanchions. Bolany 32. I believe that's supposed to resemble the Fox 32. Remote lockout on that side with the rubber band that's barely hanging on for its life. Bolany 32 on that side as well. The back of the stanchions. Other side. Got the brake there. Everything's still functional. This bike has taken some hits though. So here's a little bit of the places that have taken some damage. Because before I got my full suspension, this is the bike I rode every time I went mountain biking. Even like most of my commuting and stuff was done on this bike. So lots of rocks have kicked up and stuff, but everything still works fine. There's been like no cracking or dents, just small things, mostly tears and like stickers. Rubber bands cracking a little bit. No longer remote lockout, but a remote lockout. One thing I did want to touch on was more when it was cold weather, but when it was like 40 degrees and below, they got a little bit of stiction. So when they'd go down, they wouldn't come up very well. They're pretty good right now because it's still about 50 degrees, 55 degrees outside, but I brought the bike in from outside, so it's pretty good. It also needs a little more air pressure. I started letting some air out before I was like, you know what, let's actually get the process of taking it apart, put a little bit of grease on it, and going from there. So if you're in a place where it's cold, below 40 degrees a lot, you might want to consider getting a little nicer higher end fork. Remote lockout still works nicely. Doesn't go anywhere. Alright, so we're going to take off the handlebars and the stem, remove the cockpit entirely, undo the cables. We're going to let all the air out. We're going to take it apart, we're going to grease it. Then we're going to put it all back together. We're going to take it off a couple drops, down some stairs, see how it reacts after a year's worth. Let's go take a look. I thought this through. I am a professional. You know what, let's just skip forward a little bit. Alright, got it off and that was no trouble at all. So now we're going to take off this part, check how greasy it is, and grease it up. Clean it out, put it back together, and we're going to take it off drops and see how it works. Let's go. Alright, just took off the remote lockout right here. Took that off. And one thing I've been seeing in other people's videos that have taken these apart are that the insides bolt here is like finger loose, but I can't move that without getting wrenched. So at least on my set, I can't say for other people's, it's good. And then when I took the air cap off this side and checked that side as well, that one was also tight. And that's where this area is right there, obviously. Yeah, so I mean, it's dusty, it's a little dirty, but everything's tight, everything looks fine, everything still looks functional. All right, let's let out the air. I don't think there's much in there right now. I started letting a little out the other day, and to be honest, I didn't put any extra air in or check where it was when I got this fork. I just started using it. So, it's kind of satisfying. Sucked in quite a bit. Alright, let's take this off. I don't have any experience with this, but in my mind it's going to shoot up into my face because I didn't get all the air pressure out somehow. I think they just slide off at this point. Ooh, look at that. the sun fade. I don't know what that means, but there's sun fade. All that travel. Oh, there's a little bit of grease. Not like a ton. Just a little bit. Here's those forks. That sun fade is pretty gnarly. That's what the bottoms look like. But yeah, there's definitely grease on it. They put some ugly grease on it back in the day, but better than putting none on there. Okay, let's clean these up. And then down these, there's a little bit of grease as well. Camera would never pick it up, but it's not bad. Everything still looks just fine. There's no cracks or anything. And we'll re-grease it. Hopefully give these bushings and stuff a little more life. All right, so just kind of reverse engineering as I go here. I took right above the left stanchion off where the air goes in. There's like a little plastic or rubber plug in there. See that? Push down, and that is being pushed up by this. Anyway, so that's where the air goes in, and that's what the air is being sealed in by. And then on the other side, where the remote lockout is, took that off, and it's like completely attached to this thing down here. See how that's spinning too? Yeah, so this just comes all the way up. Kind of sounds like it's swimming in there, but it looks pretty clean. Doesn't seem like anything's leaking really. There's like no scratches. It still looks like whatever it is still in good shape. Anyway, that's what's in the stanchions. All right, that's about as clean as I'm gonna get those, I think. Apply liberally and upgrade if not. And it shall be buttery smooth. All right, we got those forks taken apart, cleaned, lubed up again, put air back in the suspension. So we're gonna go take it off a few drops, a few stairs, see how it reacts after a little over a year. If it's still good and works, or if it's garbage. Let's go see what it looks like. Well, my friends, that is the end of the video. I hope you found it helpful or informative or both. Please leave your comments down below if you think it looks like it's still holding up well, if you think they're garbage, you think they're good. If you like the video, please hit the subscribe button so you can see more videos like this for budget mountain biking ways to mountain bike without breaking the bank. Hit the like button if that makes you happy. And until next time, remember it's mandatory, so keep on riding.